I'd like to ask a question as I can't attend live today. I've been very aware over this week with my adult children of the intensity of social discomfort people feel and project onto each other. Was it your experience that as you became clear, those around you are accessing their repressed material? I think that as you become more clear, you can be a really great mirror for people. But I think also what happens is as you become more clear, you see the human sanity and the human insanity in relationships more clearly. So as before, you might have been unaware of it. But the more that you've seen your shit, the more that you'll see other people's shit. So that's intense in itself. So yes, I think that as you become more clear, you can mirror things back to people more clearly. And you're not going to play the typical games anymore, so you're going to move out of these games in which they're used to. But also you can see the stuff more clearly. You can see someone's nervousness. So when somebody is like talking and being really jolly, in the past you might have interpreted it as happiness, but now you might quite clearly see that they're feeling anxious and trying to control the situation. So your interpretation of happiness is off. Yeah. So then it comes, to you, Debbie, of can you hold that? Like it's hard. I find it hard holding it around people that are very deeply unconscious. It's hard to... I remember after a retreat recently, we did 7 days, and a lot of it was very silent. And at the end, we went for a meal, just a few people. And everyone was really at peace at the table, and that was quite a busy restaurant, and there was a big echo, there was like a real peace there. But then somebody's partner came that wasn't on the retreat, and they began to feel insecure. And it was really interesting watching what happened to the group because they felt insecure, they came into the group and they hadn't had the 7 days of silence and the retreat, and they didn't know the people. They were looking for reassurance. And that's really nice to give people reassurance. But it's like, in what place are you giving the reassurance? Are you giving it from your own insecurity or because of their insecurity? Or are you giving it because it's a natural movement? And for me in that situation, there wasn't a natural movement to reassure the person. So because I was the retreat leader, they were looking at me a lot for the reassurance, and there just wasn't the momentum there to do it. Like I would have only done it from a place of discomfort to try and comfort them. It was like they were asking me to vibrate at their level because they were uncomfortable. So they were asking me to come to that. And I didn't do it. And then what happened, I think, is that the two got too uncomfortable for her, and then she started arguing with her partner and then left. And I don't know and some people at the table tried, but I think they too just really stayed with their silence rather than coming back up into that level of reassurance. And we could all do reassurance, but just very slowly and basically. Yeah. So it's like when you're in those social situations, another person is feeling very uncomfortable, and they're asking you to kind of meet them in their vibration. Like, can you stay in what you are, or do you meet them to pacify them? And I'm not saying I have mastered this. It's very difficult when you're with a group of very unconscious people to not pacify them to an extent. But it's incredibly satisfying when you manage to do it, but often it really deeply disturbs the other person, so you might get like from the other people. And that's kind of what we know, like yeah. So with that person that sat at the table, you know, I gave her a little bit, but I just couldn't give her all that she wanted. You know, she needed a lot because she felt so insecure. She was like, I need more and more and more, you know, so yeah. I could tell she felt very uncomfortable as we all seeped into silence, but we were all so comfortable with silence together. So, yeah. But it's the same in all situations, you know, when you're out shopping, when you're working in the computer. Can you stay in yourself, or do you get sucked into it? And what I mean by staying in yourself is presence. It's remaining as that empty looking and beingness. And it's not you really remaining as it. It's like an energy, like a dropping. Yeah, for me, being around people, there are lots of insecurities can bring up old seeking patterns in me to pacify them, predominantly because I'm afraid of their anger if I don't do it. Or their craziness if I don't do it. But I can feel more and more lately there is a expanding past that here. Letting go of that. Yeah, thanks, Debbie.